Hi, and welcome to 60 Second Money, back to basics. Today we're looking at good investment options. In particular, what are the criteria that you should look for that are good investments in any category, and some examples of each, before we take a look at what's next. So first, what's a good investment option? You want to look for a few different criteria here. One is it's something that generates regular cash flow, money in your pocket, just like Kiyosaki talks about in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Number two, look at low transaction costs. People often ask, why isn't rental real estate in this list? One of the major reasons is that very high transaction costs. You can looking at $2,500 to $8,000 in transaction costs to buy a house versus something like peer-to-peer lending where there's no transaction costs at all, typically. You want to look at something that has initial investment of less than $1,000. You want to be able to get in easily. You want to have something that the risk is appropriate to the reward and that it's scalable. Once you find something that works, you want to do it over and over and over again with larger amounts of money, because that's how people get rich. That's how people get financially independent. So examples of good investments, in our opinion, are 1, dividend stocks. Generate 4 to 8% returns. You've got transaction costs of around $25, and it's very scalable. Hits all of those criteria. Peer-to-peer lending, things like Prosper and Lending Club. 8% plus returns, similar things. Hits all of the criteria. And then, of course, options trading, which is what we do a lot of, 50% plus returns, and still hits all of those criteria. Very scalable. So, in summary, you want to look at a few things. 1, something that has a good risk-reward ratio. 2, that it's scalable. 3, that it has low transaction costs. Number 4, that you can get into it for less than $1,000. And then 5, it generates regular cash flow, money in your pocket. These are what we consider to be good investments. So you can look at those in terms of dividend stocks, peer-to-peer lending, and of course options trading. So up next, what we're looking at is dividend reinvestment stocks, a very particular class of stocks that have something called DRIPs. This is 60 Second Money. Thanks for listening.